Hello everyone and welcome to the Level Start Podcast, part of the Play Legit Network, your only source for gaming and real talk. I'm your host, T42. Here we go, back on the news. It's another week, things are going down. It's pretty interesting. GameStop is supposed to close 120 stores in the next few months. I don't know exactly how long they said this was going to take, but they are supposed to be closing 120 stores and expand into non-gaming fields. If any of you have been going to GameStop for the past few years or so now, you've noticed that they've been taking up a lot of the mobile phones. Like if you guys trade, you can trade in your mobile phone to them, give your mobile phone to them. This is a whole new thing that they're trying to do. It turns out they're actually number 3 in the country right now to be AT&T branded like resellers of like AT&T stuff. Third largest and fastest growing. That to me is crazy. They're going to start opening up new Spring Mobile stores, 200 to 250 Spring Mobile stores. Apple retailer Simply Mac will be the forefront. Will be at the forefront of GameSpot 3.0, or excuse me, GameStop 3.0. This is kind of crazy, guys. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how well this is going to last for them getting into this market with that kind of name. I mean, they're going to have to like really start rebranding themselves at this point, as GameStop kind of really isn't too much of a game store with the digital market coming up. They're going to have to start really rethinking how they're going to start doing gaming. And maybe, you know, with their digital market, it seems like the game stores of today that are more interesting to go to are your retro stores. Because I love going to retro game stores. But GameStop, man, to be honest with you, not a lot of love coming from me personally to GameStop. I've never really felt that they were the best people to do business with. Simply because you really don't get the best bang for your buck dealing with them. In my opinion, but whatevs. So yeah, what do you guys think about this? I'm closing 120 stores to expand into more non-gaming fields. I'm not so sure. We got a trailer for you guys today. It's for the new Mad Max game, and I'm sure you guys are wondering, oh man, I forgot all about that game. Yeah, it was announced, and then it kind of just quietly disappeared for a little while after E3 last year. At least it did for me. It just, I got a little excited and a little nervous about it all at the same time. It gets announced. I grew up watching the Mad Max movies. I loved them. I thought they were great. Mel Gibson, good stuff. But I saw this announcement for this game, and there was a quick trailer that they showed, and I was excited but nervous all at the same time. This new trailer, though, that we're going to show you guys kind of gives me more reason to be nervous because, one, there really hasn't been a lot of development since then, and it's going to be pushed back a whole nother year to next year for its set-to-release date in 2015. So, let's check out this trailer, and we'll talk after you guys watch it. So, hopefully enjoy, and you might. Okay.
Out here, a man is nothing without his ride. They took his car, so he built a better one.
Alright guys, what'd y'all think? I'm not so sure. The trailer kind of starts off a little goofy, and it kind of makes it sound like, even though the whole movie was about, it wasn't really about just him having this car. I mean, it was the last of its kind, the car that he had, and he was a cop at one point. I don't know. I think their focus is going to be too much on the vehicular warfare, and I think that card's kind of been spent. The only games I can think of that vehicular warfare to me that I'm interested in would be like the Mario Karts, that kind of thing, the fun cheesy stuff. Because let's be honest, Vigilante 8 came and had its time. The Twisted Metal series, we've seen our fair share of vehicular warfare games. I'm not so sure I'm interested in this point if that's what it's going to be about. I'd really like to see a cool and interesting story develop from it, more outside of a vehicle, because Mad Max, The Road Warrior, I mean, those were some good movies with some good stories. So I'd really like to see, maybe if we can't get something from that. Alright guys, we got a new rant for y'all today. This is coming from HecG. He's on our site. He's got some great stuff. Check him out in some of our videos. Player Gamers Ball. Yeah, so Heck, I want you... Hector, let's just go with Hector. Hector, can I call you Hector? Okay, I'm going to call you Hector. Hector, let's hear what you have to say about what bothers you about street racing games.
I've always wanted like a real good street racing game. The only street racing games that I can remember that were really good were Need for Speed Underground and Tokyo Extreme Racer. All those were the closest thing to the actual street racing world that we live in. I used to be a street racer when I was younger, and a lot of people that are out there, they actually taking like Gran Turismo and Forza Motorsports. They go online, get other people, and they street race. They invent their own way of street racing. So people, we can actually make a street racing game with the quality of like Gran Turismo or Forza Motorsports. Why is that so hard? I'm telling you, that's the only thing that I've always like lagged with. Every time I'm like playing, it's like, oh my god, I wish I had like another type of, somebody else that was with me so we can actually like race like this, like in the old days, like when I was younger. Yes, they have tried with, Need for Speed Most Wanted and Need for Speed Rivals. But think about it, even for guys that are like car aficionados, that's not really street racing. That's just being a criminal. So we're not gonna go through that, even though yes, it is illegal. I'm not gonna lie, but it's what racing is. A whole lot of this like racing guys that they're professionals, accomplished professionals. They have to start somewhere.
Moving right along to more game news. China reveals their censorship criteria for console games. Now, we talked about a little bit of this a while back. China lifted their 14-year-long ban on video game consoles, and they're coming out with their own country-exclusive console. Now they have their list of criteria as what can't be in a game. The list of censor-worthy offensive, including this following list: gambling-related content or game features, anything that violates China's constitution, anything that threatens China's national unity, sovereignty, or territorial integrity, anything that harms the nation's reputation, security, or interests, anything that instigates racial, ethnic hatred, or harms ethnic traditions and cultures, anything that violates China's policy on religion by promoting cults or superstitions, anything that promotes or incites obscenity, drug use, violence, or gambling, anything that harms public ethics or China's culture and traditions, anything that insults, slanders, or violates the rights of others, other content that violates the law, which that last one's a little bit more vague. Really, that's putting. There is apparently no free speech over there. Obviously not, because look at this list. There's a lot of things that can be kind of taken into extremes. China's policy on religion by promoting cults or superstitions. Well, what does that mean? Gosh, you can't do anything. You look at Grand Theft Auto, like, geez, like, that's never gonna happen. I know some people think those games are a little bit violent, but you gotta take it for what it is. It's not real. It's fake. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this other than that's crazy. You lift a ban on something only to put heavy restrictions. Well, hopefully these restrictions don't come to us here either when they, finally allow something in. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think? Post comments below. Tell us what you think about this. BlizzCon. I'm excited because BlizzCon is coming 2014. November. So, anybody interested in getting tickets to go to BlizzCon? If you guys would love to buy me a ticket and a plane ticket to get there, I'll pay for my hotel, because I would really love to go to this thing. So, Blizzard has announced today that the 8th BlizzCon convention, the annual celebration of Warcraft, Starcraft, and Diablo, will take place on November 7th and 8th at the Anaheim Convention Center in California. Attendees will get hands-on time with the latest versions of Blizzard games, follow discussion panels and development team members, take part in casual and competitive tournaments, and witness the global finals for Blizzard esports, including the Starcraft 2 World Championship Series Global Finals. That is so cool. With Hearthstone and Reaper of Souls recently launched, and Heroes of the Storm and Warlords of Draenor gearing up for beta in 2014, is already shaping up to be an epic year for Blizzard games. I think so. I think Blizzard's going to have a really good year this year with their games. I'm really looking forward to the final installment. I wouldn't guess it would be the third installment. It would be, the final installment of StarCraft 2's Legacy of the Void with the Protoss. I'm looking forward to Heroes of the Storm. This is going to be a good year for Blizzard, guys. So if you guys are going to BlizzCon, or anybody out there going to BlizzCon, send us your pics, your vids from being there, whatever it is, if you guys are allowed to, at least. We'd like to see what, like, you guys having a good time at BlizzCon. I would like to see it. I'm excited about BlizzCon. So, yeah, there's that. More on Blizzard, though. StarCraft 2. Here's an interesting study that was done. StarCraft 2 cognitive skills drop considerably at the age of 24, says a new study. The study of over 3,000 StarCraft 2 players shows a measurable drop in cognitive performance at age 24. How old are you? If you're younger than 24 and you've ever considered a career as a professional StarCraft 2 player, you might want to get on that as soon as possible. There's this new study from British Columbia, University of British Columbia, Canada, has analyzed over 3,000 StarCraft 2 players and discovered that once you get past 24, there is no keeping up with the youngins anymore. The study, which included gamers from the age of 16 all the way up to 44, showed that a measurable drop in performance at age 24, a decline that continues over time, even at the highest skill levels of StarCraft 2's ranking system. So, the interesting thing about this study is it also showed that as you get older, you know and utilize the tools in-game, the UI system in-game better. So, older is wiser. So, yeah. Interesting study here. I guess, my ambitions are well past behind me for being able to be a StarCraft 2 competitor. Here's an interesting thing. The study shows that the median age of players decreases as they rise through the ranks in StarCraft 2's leagues. In the Bronze League, for example, the median age is 22, while in the Masters League, the highest tier in the game, it drops down to 20. So while you may be getting slower in your old age, you're also getting wiser. According to this article here from it's the Escapist magazine. It's pretty interesting. So, old age and treachery will beat out youth and speed, I guess. Something to do with that. more gaming news. Let's talk about Dota 2 real quick, and we'll finish up probably with something after this. Dota 2, Valve is manipulating gamers into good behavior. So essentially what's going on with this is at the end of your Dota 2 matches, they're now putting up more surveys asking, how well did your teammates perform? How well did you perform? Were you a good teammate? Were your teammates good teammates? Trying to get people to be more honest. Of course, you're always going to have a few liars in there, but hey, no one is perfect. So cool. Well, guys, there's another fan fest coming up. There's another convention, if you will. eFanFest 2014 is scheduled. So what's interesting about this FanFest this year is that the developers of the game are actually, there's an event during this convention called Eve of Destruction, in which the game's developers will take on Gunnar, or it's Gunny Nelson, an Icelandic mixed martial artist, on Friday, May 2nd. Gunny will take on 10 CCP staff members, one at a time, submitting one before moving on to the next. Yeah, I'd like to see that, because I think that's kind of stupid that they decided to do something like that. Of course, I don't think any of those Eve developers are MMA fighters, so they've got a lot ahead of them. That's for dang sure. So, last but not least, I want to talk about Battlefield 4 real quick. They are finally trying to pull out all of their tricks to help out Battlefield 4. It seems that they're still dealing with latency issues and server hiccups, so that they're going to try and go to high super end servers to increase their stuff. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen a game come out, of the bag so bad. I mean, you would think that some of these things would have been taken care of in alpha and beta testing, but I mean, goodness gracious. So yeah, guys. Well, okay, guys. Well, that's going to be our show for today. Check us out on playlegit.net. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out our stuff on YouTube. Same thing there. We're on Twitter at PlayLegit. #LevelStart for all level start discussions. Talk to us, guys. We'd love to hear from you. We love your all's feedback. It's always good to have your feedback. And have a good one, guys. And as always, take it easy, stay legit, keep on gaming.